Pretty much during the pandemic and the lockdown, the idea of looking outside of the studio sort of became non-available. I normally would look for inspiration outside of the studio by going to places a lot further from where I live. So I went back to the books and back to the people around me, which was mainly my family members and my daughter and my wife. I decided that looking internally was a little more interesting. Each piece I wanted to be a small nod of the hat to people in my family or artists that I had a lot of respect for. So one piece is called Mother. That was basically a portrait of my wife and watching her deal with our daughter that was born in the fires of New South Wales and then is growing up in the pandemic of New South Wales. The only resilience that I was sort of drawing on was my wife and my daughter. I did a portrait of my daughter and my wife as a symbol of strength, really. One of my first memories of enjoying school was doing woodwork class. And we had to make these little toy biplanes. And then everyone was told that, you can do whatever finish you like on these pieces. And so we'd all sort of, I'm going to sand mine, really, 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 like all the way down to a really fine grit, make it really smooth. And I just remember when we all lined them up, how different everybody's was. But I think it's somewhere deep in the annals of my artistic background is a real kind of respect for wood and its inherent beauty and what you can do with it. And it also has a really finite sense of how far you can push it. I found a timber place has this huge stack of all of these wood pieces from old wharves and warehouses. I'm just drawn to them. I think they've already got so much story to them as they are already patinaed, which is why I leave so many of the faces of things raw, because I want you to be able to see that its starting point and its end point, really. I'll collect a piece and then I'll spend quite a long time cleaning it up and then just sort of sit with it, which is kind of the scary part. And it's only when I see it and I collect another piece that then I bring the pieces together and there's a marriage of some sort of visual interest that kind of tells a story. You need visual contrast in sculpture to kind of keep the viewer interested. I love creating levels of intrigue so that from a distance you look at it and think, that's interesting. And then the closer you get, the more you realize what you're looking at. The cobalt blue, it visually sucks up light in a really bizarre way. It twists the visual landscape. The joy was originally about sharing my ideas and my feelings with the world, but the happiness for me became the actual physical production of the work itself.